What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Natalia, also known as Chef Rodakova, and today we'll be making something very simple, very filling, but at the same time also beautiful and luxurious. We're going to be making El Dorado Tetelas. If you are not familiar what tetella is or are, it's an amazing Mexican dish. It's something like tacos, but already with a filling. And for the dough, we're going to use Masa-Harina. Pay attention, it's different from corn flour and cornmeal, and I'm going to put more information on that in the description, so make sure to check it out. And for the filling, I'm going to use a refried bean paste, which I've already prepped before, so I'm not going to show you in this video how to make it, but there is going to be a recipe in my blog, so make sure to check it out as well. And that's what the standard tetella recipe is. But we're going to take it a step further. We're going to layer it with different colors of dough, creating some nice shapes, and we're going to add some edible gold to it. So without further ado, let's start. Okay guys, first things first, let's mix our dough. FYI, I'm just going to describe the process for you here and give you some tips and findings that I found from making this recipe, and all the measurements, they're going to be written inside the video, so pay attention to them as well. So let's start. Right now I'm mixing the first batch of the dough using yellow Masa-Harina, and this dough is gluten-free, so there is no need to overmix it. It kind of reminds me on the shortbread. Mix it just so that it doesn't fall apart anymore. And then you can go ahead and divide it into 12 equal parts. This dough might get a little bit dry, so you might want to add a few drops of extra water while you're mixing it. And in addition to that, once you form your balls, you need to put them between two wet paper towels to keep the moisture inside. Otherwise it will get dry very, very fast. So and now I'm going to mix the second batch of my Masa-Harina dough. Ideally you would want to use the blue Masa-Harina here, but I didn't have any, I couldn't find any in such a short notice, so I'm using here my imagination and I'm mixing my yellow Masa-Harina with a little bit of charcoal. The procedure here is exactly the same, with one small difference, that you don't need to form any specific size of the balls here, because then we're going to trim them anyway. Here comes the fun part. We're going to use our tortilla press for further steps. Of course, you can also roll them out with the rolling pin, but if you have a tortilla press, it will be much faster. So take your tortilla press and 2 sheets of baking paper. You can also use plastic wrap for that, or plastic sheets as well, anything that would not stick to your dough too much. Place your dough in between these sheets and gently start pressing the tortilla press. You might want to move it around as well, just to make sure that it's evenly pressed. And here comes our darker colored piece of dough. We're gonna do exactly the same procedure right now with it, and then I'm going to use my cookie cutter and cut a little rounds so we can layer the dough afterwards. I've seen this cool technique of layering masa dough in one of the Mexican restaurants in Toronto. It's called Quetzal, and I'm going to link the Instagram in the description of this video below so you can check them out. So they're doing the same kind of layering. They of course are using blue Masa-Harina, not the charcoal one, and instead of gold they are layering their tortillas with some leaves of Mexican herbs, which looks really great. You should check them out as well. Okay, now going back to the procedure. Right now, when we pressed both sheets of the dough in, the dough is already quite dry. So you want to dampen it a little bit with your hands with a little bit of water. You don't want to get it too dry for the next step. Right now I'm putting a little bit of refried beans paste, and now we are forming a tortilla. So very gently fold one of the edges. If your dough is too dry, your edges will start to crack, and we don't want that. So make sure it's wet enough. And then you want to form a triangle. Voila, here is a perfect tortilla. For cooking your tortillas, you want to use a heavy bottom pan. So first you want to fry them on the side where the seams are, just to make sure that they don't fall apart, and then you fry on the other side. Approximately 2 minutes on one side, 2 minutes on the other side, on low to medium heat. You don't want to burn them. There is no need to use oil either. And once they're done, you want to put them in between towels, just to make sure that they don't get dry. And here's the fun part. We're using some edible gold here. It's very tricky to work with it. It's very sensitive. It flies away like the wind. So I already pre-cut some El Dorado shaped pyramids here. So I hope it resembles them. Let me know in the comments below. What do you think? Do they look like El Dorado pyramids? And that's it. Okay guys, that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed this El Dorado tortilla recipe. If you did, don't forget to like it and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done it already, and I'll see you in the next video.